He took care of him and sent money to him, sent him to school. By the way, Nishan did not have the opportunity of education, but he made sure that his half-siblings had the opportunity of education. And so he gave everything, and then while he was on his mission, his half-brother embezzled from him and just ran the store down. So the family went into poverty, and it was a really hard thing. A church leader and mentor, he was disappointed on a few things with that. Yet he forgave and moved on. This is the important thing that we need to learn. Next, his old country traditions, I think, got in the way. His interaction with his children, especially his daughters. If you read from Eric's journal, this was really a hard thing. Her father, Nishan, didn't just encourage. When she was 14 years of age, without any notice, she was asked to stand up in front of the family, and Nishan Gagagian stood up and he announced, "I now announce this is the couple and tonight is their engagement." And so our grandmother, great-grandmother, was just shocked by this. And to make matters worse, when they emigrated, Nishan decided that he should come with them. And they were in the party in the same wagon and the same accommodations on the ship and everything else. He brought him with them. Now, gratefully, F.Ed. Sitsi, and he didn't always agree with him, but F.Ed. Sitsi, when they were still in Armenia, in Zara, he wrote to try to get some backing. "I want my daughter to marry him, don't you agree?" And he wrote back and said, "Actually, why don't you have her come to America? Have her come to America first. Let her choose her own husband." Okay? But he kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, and it was really, really bad. Had them sit together in the wagon, and she was just repulsed by this. Okay? I'm sure now he would never ever want to do that, and this is probably the worst move he ever made. We're so grateful that that didn't happen. The other thing that was hard in the old country way, when grandma, great-grandmother married Armanak, our grandfather, great-grandfather, he said to her, "Now you are no longer part of our family." Okay? And this was the old country way. Instead of what we embrace, now you're just part of a bigger family. And the daughters were treated relatively poorly. Everything was we've got 5-minute warning. Everything was to the sons. And that was just the old country way of doing things. I'm sure it was not ill. But now a lesson, we don't do that, do we? Okay, we love our children equally. We love our daughters, probably more than our sons in my case. So forth. A memory of his son Heron. He was a little quick in temper one day Heron when he was a boy. And sadly, this is one of his only memories of his father when he was a boy. He had a little tin whistle, and he loved to blow it. He loved to do this whistle. And he was whistling outside the store of his father, and his father came out without notice, grabbed it, threw it in the street, and said, "Don't ever do that again." That was the childhood memory. And again, that temper, that's not something that we would do. And so, yet he loved them. Now, I could also state many, many things in his journals, how he loved his daughters and his sons, but I'm just saying these are things we would not do. He was hardworking, thrifty, possibly a little too focused on money, yet he used the money for good. Now the remarkable things, in my view, and you can add to the list, he cared for his family, his father's family, when he was just 17. Paid off his debt, educated them, provided for them. That is remarkable. And it was a remarkable thing. He became a barber, a businessman, a farmer. He's a convert to the church. He had tremendous faith and courage. and remained strong despite serious opposition, the kind of opposition that we have. Each of us has experienced peer pressure and other things, being called names. In Armenia, it was a lot different. Again, he was jailed 90 days. He was spat upon. This was serious. But he remained true and faithful, even when his father-in-law strongly tried to persuade him to leave the church and to follow him. He and his wife were strong, wouldn't do it. Served for missions. Great-grandmother said of him, "My father preached the gospel every chance he had." He knew, personally interacted with, and was well respected by many church leaders. Rebecca, they raised an incredible family, all remained faithful to their covenants. He translated standard works, 10 tracts, a detailed journal writer, and most importantly, probably the best lesson for all of us, endured faithfully to the end. What a remarkable heritage we have, what a legacy he left us. We're just so grateful for him. We're out of time, but is there one or two questions you have, or one or two members? Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
When are you going to write this book?
I'm not going to write the book. The book is already written. But you can read through his journals. You can read from many different sources. His son's book, The Odyssey of an Armenian Doctor, and so forth. You can kind of pick it out. But a remarkable man, remarkable heritage, and this is where it started. Okay, yes?
Have you put this on the church family tree?
No, I haven't. I don't know if
Would you mind doing that?
Can you load PowerPoint presentations, or I guess you could with a
We can take
PDF?
screenshots of each one.
I guess you can do a PDF would work. Sure, we'll do a PDF.
Thank you, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, that would be great.
But I think some of the animation will be a problem with the PDF, but we'll figure out how to do some of that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thanks, you guys. What a great night.
Thank you.